Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to do The Wolf by Farooq Sanwar. Right? So, in the very beginning of the lesson, we have a quote by Nelson Mandela, which says, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Right? So, it's not that a person is called a courageous person because he doesn't feel afraid. It's not the absence of fear. Everyone, at every time, for whether it's a short period of time or a long period of time, they all feel afraid. So no one can be absolutely called absolutely courageous. It is not an absence of fear that makes a man courageous. But what makes a man courageous is when he feels the fear, how to triumph, how to overcome it. So that whatever causes the fear has been handled. Right? So that is a courageous person. So courage is not an absence of fear, it is a triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers the fear. So you cannot avoid. There is no way any person can avoid being afraid for any reason, for some reason or the other. But how you overcome it, that is what makes a man afraid. This is said by Nelson Mandela. And what did Nelson Mandela overcome? He got freedom for South Africa. Yes, his whole country was afraid of the colonizer. He struggled to make the whole country free from it. So, it's a very famous quote. Right? So, next, many a time we create a comfort zone and prefer to stay in it. Right? So, we're good in one thing or we're good in another thing. All of us are good in something or the other. And we pursue that, right? And we reach a comfort zone. We can do that thing for a long time. For example, a comfort zone, like, so some children may be good in sports, and they prefer sports. Some children may prefer mathematics, and they prefer mathematics, right? And they choose a career in mathematics. They enter the comfort zone. So, that's what we're told. Many a time we create a comfort zone and prefer to stay in it. Never venturing with courage and constantly fearing a non-existent threat. Right? So the student who likes mathematics, he may not venture into sports, even though it's good for him. He may feel, that something may happen if I pursue sports and maths. So we prefer to stay in the comfort zone. We fear a non-existent threat. So that threat may be non-existent. See, many times what happens is we're afraid of the imaginary. We're afraid 90% of our fears, they will not materialize. They will not happen. 90% of our fears, they are not founded on fact. See, you can spend your whole life, you can spend years together in fear. Right? None of it will materialize. Something else may happen. Okay? Something totally unexpected may happen. Okay? That will make all those fears vanish. Okay? So, many a time, what are we told? We fear a non-existent threat. Okay? Thus, never realizing one's potential. So, many people, they are afraid of something non-existent. I gave that example. How a student who is comfortable with maths doesn't venture into sports. Sports is something that will help him with maths. If he gets a good physique, then he'll be able to study maths to a greater extent because he's healthy. Right? So you see, many people, they don't realize their potential. They don't taste the delicious fruits of freedom. See, okay, they don't taste the delicious fruits of freedom and success. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Right? So we're often advised, come out of the comfort zone. See, if you always do what you know, see, for example, a housewife, she can cook anna sambar every day of her married life. Right? I'm giving a very ordinary example. The same anna, the same sambar, every day. It's very comfortable for her. She finishes within 5 minutes. What happens as a result? She doesn't realize what else she can make, what her potential is. Like that, many people, they're comfortable. Nothing else required. Nothing else. Okay? So if you're contented, what else, what can you want? So if you're contented and satisfied, what else can you want? Nothing, right? That's a state of mind. Contentment. That's what it means. You're satisfied with what you have. Nothing else you want. Right? That is the effect of a comfort zone, entering a comfort zone. Okay, so now, anyway, we're told, apparently, that if we come out of our comfort zone, we'll realize our potential. Okay. So anyway, he who is not courageous enough to take risks will never accomplish anything in life. Okay? So this is not, this is conflations. Okay. So now we read the note on the author. Before that, we have to answer a couple of questions. These are searching questions. Searching means, what do you fear the most in life? See, commonly when a person is young, right, is afraid of many things. One minute. Sorry about the interruption. Now continue with that lesson. 2 searching questions people must ask themselves. We should ask ourselves. What do you fear the most in life? Right? Now, whatever you fear, it can be a subject or it can be something like imaginary, or real as you think, like a curse. You did something wrong, okay, and you're afraid of the consequences. Something, it may be serious or it may be small, right? What do you fear the most in life? Now, why should we name it? See, if you name something, what you fear the most in life, then you have something like a hold. Just as you climb up the stairs with the help of the railing, you have a hold on it. If you name what you fear, then you have a hold on it, right? You can come to grips with it, right? So if you don't name it, if there's no word, it's only a feeling, right? Then it may persist for a long time and stop you from taking any action. Okay. So what do you fear the most in life? You must name it. That's the first step. Is the fear imaginary or real? Then you must categorize it. Is it something wrong I did in the puja and it's not going to happen at this time. See, many functions are held according to the proper times. See, this is a strong belief. Don't say the belief is wrong or it's imaginary. For some people, this belief is real. If they don't carry out a function at that time, then the consequences will be negative. But if you're of a different, if you are rational, for example, okay, is the fear imaginary or real? Right? If I don't study today, what will happen tomorrow in the exam? Now it's a very real fear. You agree? Right? So, and if I don't get this, carrying it a bit forward, not that I'm trying to make you afraid or anything, carrying it a bit forward. If I don't get this percentage in this year and the next year, what will happen to my job prospects? So you can think about it. You can actually plan. It's a way of planning. If I don't get this job in this company, then what will happen? See, it's a way of planning. Okay, so naming what you're afraid of, that is the first step. Second step is deciding whether it's real or imaginary. Third step is doing actual planning to overcome it. Okay, so this is the way that you must think about something emotional, something irrational like fear. Right? These are all, what we learn about, what scares us. Right? Okay, so now we have to come to the note on the author. Farooq Sanwar is one of the Pakistani writers who writes in English. Okay? Urdu and Pashto languages. He also writes in Urdu and Pashto. He belongs to Quetta. Quetta is a territory in Pakistan. He is a noted columnist, lawyer, novelist and short story writer. He's a great author. He has authored 12 books. He has won literary awards from Academy of Letters, Pakistan, Government of Balochistan and Pakistan Television. So he won many awards for his literature, okay? And so now we come to the story. I have taken shelter on a tree for quite some time. Now it's an imaginary situation or it may be a real situation. When does a person take shelter on a tree? Hardly ever. Unless you build a tree house, there's no way you can take shelter on a tree unless you live in the forest. So this situation, I have taken shelter on a tree for quite some time. Right? It can be an imaginary. So you see, we'll read. I am tired and want to come down, but the vicious wolf is standing below. And so wolves can't climb trees. Some canines are animals like lions, tigers, cheetahs, leopards, wolves also. Okay? Some canines, they cannot climb trees. The wolf is one who cannot climb the tree. Now, the poet or the author apparently has climbed the trees, taking shelter there. He would like to come down because he's been there for quite some time. But the wolf is vicious. We should tear him apart. Vicious means cruel. Cruel. Dusht. No, dusht is bad. Vicious is, it will rip you. Lacerate. It will, okay, the claws. Right? But the vicious wolf is standing below, looking at me threateningly. Right? So what will he do? Will he come down? Will I have my next meal? Like that. Right? Huh? He is waiting for me to get down when he can tear me to shreds. Shreds is like you have a piece of paper and you rip it up in shreds. That's what the wolf will do to him. Right? The tree that harbors me is a strange one. The tree that is sheltering him, harbor is a place where ships take shelter, especially from storms. The tree that shelters me is a strange one. I could even call it a magical tree. Right? Here, all my wishes are immediately fulfilled. So, wherever he's taking shelter, whatever he wants, all he has to do is wish for it and immediately comes true. Right? I think, if I think about a soft, warm bed, I find it lying beside me in the next moment. So it's obviously an imaginary story. But, okay, so all his wishes materialize on that tree. Right? He can get whatever he wants. For however long he wants, he can stay there with whatever he wants. But what is the fact? Another fact is he wants to come down. Right? So, see, if I think about a soft warm bed, I find it lying beside me the next moment. When I feel bored, I find a magnificent TV set before me with stereo speakers and worldwide channels. Any food that I wish for appears in there in no time. So it says, I want this dish, and poof, in a puff of smoke, the dish appears. Right? I have everything here, all sorts of comforts, but what I lack and for which I am pining away is freedom. So he wishes to move. He can't move. On a tree branch, how much can you move? How long can you move on a tree branch? So the one thing that he doesn't have, that's what he's pining away for. Pining away means, see, we all breathe, right? We all breathe, inhale and exhale. Now, when you exhale, all the air that you have inhaled should be exhaled. All the inhalation should come out. If you inhale while you are exhaling, half your exhalation is inhaled again. Then all that carbon dioxide and whatever is mixed again. That's when you pine. You breathe your own breath again. You can get the idea of the feeling I'm saying. The feeling, it's a feeling, pining. Right? So, and also it's a longing. See, longing means you cannot have it, but you want it. Right? You cannot have it, but you want it. That's pining. Okay, see? You see, freedom is the one thing the author was pining for, but he can't have it, right? I have everything here, all sorts of comforts, but what I lack and for which I am pining away is freedom. This freedom demands its price. The present case, it demands that I get down and kill the wolf. If he wants to stretch his legs or if he wants to do anything else, apart from staying on that branch, he has to get down and face the wolf. But I don't have the courage. I'm afraid of the wolf as he's stronger than me. Okay, wolf has got the power of 10 people. Sometimes when I remember that time the wolf was chasing me, I got into a cold sweat. See, he's already faced the wolf. He's been on the ground. The wolf was chasing him through the woods, through the trees. He was chasing him. He's climbed up the tree, and there on the tree he gets whatever he wants. Right? So how was it when the wolf was chasing him? When the wolf was chasing him, he got into a cold sweat. When he remembers how he had almost lost his life, he breaks into a cold sweat, right? I feel a peculiar sensation coursing through my body and my heart begins to sing. Peculiar sensation. See, they can't name that feeling. Okay, it's a feeling of fear, it's a feeling of something, right? Something, that feeling you can't name. It's a peculiar sensation. Coursing. Coursing means flowing from the tips of his toes throughout his body. Coursing through his whole body. And then his heart begins to sink. See, this would have been the end. See? No more. His heart begins to sink. He becomes discouraged. When you have a sinking feeling, you're feeling discouraged, right? I thank God for finding the tree that gave me shelter. right? Otherwise the wolf would have killed me long ago. I have gone long ago. In the enveloping gloom of despair. No. See, this is the danger he's facing. Feeling gloomy. Gloomy is like if you switch off the lights also and close the curtains in a room, close the windows, you're in gloom, state of mind. In the enveloping means covering, covers the whole mind, covers the field throughout the body, the darkness. In the enveloping gloom of despair. Despair is feeling you can't go out, you can't get down, you can't stay there. Feeling of hopeless, right? I often take solace from the thought that the tree is a tall one. So I take solace. Solace is comfort. He finds comfort in the thought, tree is a tall one. Right? So the wolf cannot easily climb. So for the moment he is safe. Okay? Tree is a tall one. That I am totally safe here and the wolf cannot harm me in any way. Right? During the day I manage rather well. So when it's sunlight, sunshine, manages rather well. All the, enjoying all the food, lying on the comfortable bed, watching TV, all this is what he does, right? During the day. During the day I manage rather well, doing one thing or the other. So he keeps himself occupied, doing this or that. But as the night comes, my sufferings begin. Right? Can't see what he's doing. So at night, if I fall asleep, nightmares trouble me. See, nightmare is a bad dream. When do you get a bad dream? When you have a wish, when you have a desire and it's unfulfilled and it enters the subconscious, then you will begin to dream about it. So the nightmares trouble me and I go through hell. Wakes up, goes to sleep, wakes up in a cold sweat, every limb of my body aches badly, as though someone had thrashed me with a whip. I feel totally exhausted. Okay. Often I wonder how long I'll have to undergo this agony. How shall I wait for the wolf to die from hunger? The wolf can't stay there forever. When will it leave or when will it, okay? But, okay. Instead of dying, he now looks stronger than before. Somehow the wolf has found sustenance, that is strength, in the thought that he'll eat the otter. Right? One morning when I open my eyes, I sense somebody else is hiding in the foliage. One morning, he opens his eyes from sleep, sees that someone else is hiding in the foliage. Foliage is the leaves of the tree. He says, someone else is hiding. I scream in fright. How on earth thinks it's a wolf? How on earth did you come in? I scream in fright, thinking that the wolf has eventually succeeded in his motive. Somehow what is the motive of the wolf? What is the wish of the wolf? To eat the poet. So he's looking at the poet through the leaves. Somehow he succeeded in his motive. However, I am amazed to see that he is a man like me. So not a wolf, it's another man. Worried and afraid, he has taken refuge in the tree to escape from another wolf that is standing below the tree, growling and clawing its trunk. So that man is also there, and he is also afraid of something else, and that thing he is afraid of is growling. Growling is making a deep voice in your throat, like that, and clawing with its paws the trunk of the tree. The wolf, however, much it tried, is not able to climb up the tree. So both of them are quite safe. We too are afraid of the wolves pursuing us. Both of them are afraid of the wolves pursuing them. We have all means of comfort here, but we are not happy. The feeling of boredom and oppression is eating into us. Boredom and oppression. When you get whatever you want, it's good. At the same time, you want freedom also. You want everything. Not most of what you want all of what you want. He's unable to move from that place. Right? The feeling of boredom and oppression is eating into us. Literally, if you give into it, you'll become thinner, it will eat into you. Right? Every passing day. We cannot sleep at night. The moment we close our eyes, the frightful image of the wolf haunts us. Right? It has eyes, it has even entered our dream, so that there is no peace for us there also. Right? The wolves usually keep sitting at their places quietly. However, often a kind of madness overtakes them and they attack the tree, cutting their teeth in its huge trunk. Right? So they actually bite the tree. They cut their teeth in the huge trunk and clawing it with their paws as they growl furiously. They growl, right? Making deep guttural noises in the like that. Right? This sudden fit of insanity. Actually the wolves are caught, they can't think. The sudden fit of insanity. Insanity is madness. The sudden fit of insanity in the wolves frightens us more. However, there's one thing that's rather strange. The wolf in my pursuit relates to me only. His wolf relates to him. It doesn't relate to the other person. The author's wolf relates to him only. The second wolf relates to the other person. Similarly, other wolf relates to the other fellow. My companion's wolf doesn't bother me, doesn't even look at him. And my wolf doesn't bother him. Something that amazes us even more is the fact that the wolves themselves do not relate to each other in any way. Even the wolves do not, they don't attack each other, for example. They're only looking at the author and his companion. Each wolf is looking at the author and his companion. After long deliberation, one day we decided that we would get down and face our wolves. Now he's got a companion and he talks with him. And what does he decide? They both decide we'll get down and face the wolves. Right? They talk about. Other usually he had no one to talk to, he just stay there. Right? But now he's got, let's do it. Let's do it. Right? Like that. We get into that idea. Right? They decide to confront the wolves. We're not ready to put up with our oppressive lives anymore. Okay. We decide to close our eyes and jump. My companion jumps down, but covered that I am, keeps sitting where I am. Right? His wolf leaps at him as it finds him on the ground. My wolf is also alerted by this and pricks up its ears. But when I don't get down, it goes wild with rage and attacks the trunk of the tree with all ferocity. Right? Before his wolf can get him down on the ground, my companion hits it with the small branch that he has broken from the tree. The wolf falls down and dies in a few moments. His companion overcomes the wolf. He's got some weapon and the wolf is... My friend is free now. He's achieved his freedom by the dint of his courage, by means of his courage. But I am still undergoing the pangs of my life and cursing myself. My wolf has grown more desperate now. The wolf has grown even more desperate now. Striking at the trunk of the tree all the time. Probably thinks that if he keeps at it, either he'll fall down from the tree or the tree itself will fall. He wants to break down the tree. Right? I clutch the branch of the tree firmly. In my whole body is bathed in sweat because of fear. I curse the wolf day and night, but he does not let up. He does not let up. Right? My companion keeps on calling out to me encouragingly. Come down, the wolf can't do anything. He's really very weak. You can kill him easily. But I can't trust his words and keep shivering in fear. So afraid of whatever is in his mind. Then several incidents begin to occur that definitely signal to me that I'm going to die. Suddenly, the tree begins to shake. I look down to see if the wolf is shaking it, but I see him lying down in his place. Then I'm startled to see the tree shrinking smaller and smaller. Frightened, I begin to jump on the big branches of the tree in an effort to restrain its movement. But in vain. Another specific spectacle frightens me. I see the wolf getting bigger and bigger. In seconds, he grows as big as a bull. I yell and scream, running up and down the tree, but there is no relief. Right? So eventually, if it keeps doing nothing, all these means of comforts will vanish. Right? So his whatever he is afraid of will become larger and larger. I prepare myself for the imminent death, bidding goodbye to everything around me. The wolf and I are getting closer to each other with every passing moment. All the comforts will vanish, his fears will multiply in his mind, and he gets ready to pass beyond the curtains of life. My mind has gone numb, now I can't even think. My eyes are closed, and like a criminal about to be hanged, I am greeting death even before the hangman's noose is being put around my neck. So he can't do anything, he just greets death. Welcome, friend, he says to death. Right? I'm waiting for the time when the executioner will pull the lever. So when they have a person who is executed, being executed, the person who's being, all his mind is focused on the moment of his passing. When the hangman pulls the lever and the trapdoor opens and he falls through the trapdoor with the noose around it, he's waiting for that moment when the trapdoor lever is open, right? The only sound I can hear now is that of my companion who is desperately urging me to come down, saying that I am stronger than the wolf. The wolf is just an embodiment of imaginary fear. It's like the windbag that you can remove from your path with a single kick, like a football. You can remove it from your path. Eventually I gather courage and jump down. My wolf leaps at me, but before he could kill me, I strike at him with a small and delicate twig. He got a small twig, small branch, it strikes at him. That I rip from the tree. The wolf, which had reached elephantine proportions, comes like a huge elephant, huge proportions, tumbles down on the ground and right before my eyes dies. Right? Now I am free. What a beautiful world is freedom. And how pleasurable is the feeling of being free. Freedom from fear, it's a relief, it's a feeling of utter and absolute relief. I cry out in joy and begin to dance. Right? And I dance like one gone mad. After some time my enthusiasm cools a bit. I look for my companion, so I thank him. He's not to be found in this place. I'm amazed as I look around. I find innumerable trees all around me. One human being has taken shelter in each tree and a wolf is growling beneath each tree. So all the human beings are afraid of something which has no hold on them whatsoever. Right? I break into a peal of laughter, I go on laughing and advancing towards those simple, innocent people who are afraid of the wolves for no reason. Right? So don't be afraid of whatever scares you. You should face the yes. That's what the author says. Okay? Thank you.